Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Scottish Disney Cars Collector YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be reviewing this, the Piston Cup Stunting Speedway. This is Mattel's brand new, I guess you could say, annual Piston Cup set for next year. I think that reminds me, I've not actually checked the date on the box for when this was supposed to be out. Apologies, it's been a while since I reviewed. No reason really. Just realised I've got chewing gum in my mouth and I forgot to spit it out before recording. Brilliant. Anyway, no reason really. The main reason is because I explained this in another video, but basically my phone case, my back fell off, and I've had to keep my phone in the case, or I have done so ever since. So taking this out and trying to mount this up to a tripod and all that is really limiting me. Hence why for now, for a while, you're probably just going to see playset reviews because I can do this stuff handheld, that's no problem. But like a diecast review or a video with my partner, it's going to be a bit more trickier to do. So, I'm going to stick to this for now, but I knew as soon as I got this I wanted to review it because I believe I'm the first person on YouTube to review this. And there's a lot of hype around this set because of this. This set was revealed, what was it? It was 3 weeks ago today, wasn't it? Yeah, God, and it's here already. I think a lot of us expected it, a lot of us expected to not get it until 2026, but because I'm going to assume this is a bit of 20th anniversary merch, but no, we're here 3 weeks later and it's already out. Now I don't know for the USA folk. There's been no reported sightings, but in the UK at the moment, you can buy this on Smith's website for either home delivery or click and collect, and a lot of stores have it in stock already. As soon as I seen it come up, I bought it immediately because I wanted this, as soon as it was out and that. And was it worth it? Well, that's what we're going to do this review. Yeah, so just to get into this. This is not worth the hype. That's all I'm going to say. I like this set. I do think it's pretty cool. I like the mechanism and mechanics to it. It's a nice wee launcher set, but I do not think this is worth the price at all. This is $29.99. This is £30. To me, considering the size of it, which is quite a decent size, but there's not a lot of parts to it. This did not take me long to put together. This literally took me just over 5 minutes. It was fucking putting this shit on that was the problem. And I've just realised there's stickers on the other side. Why did they bother when you're never going to see them? Yeah, of course the stickers eat up, most of the time, naturally. But after doing that, it was literally done in 5-6 minutes. It was so easy to put together. Considering the size of it, I think it's been up for debate whether this is actually worth it or not, as I said. And for me, watch this review and judge it for yourself. But personally, I would wait until this goes on price reduction. I imagine it'll be in the USA soon. Maybe like the Rescue Roadway set again, where it came out. And when did we get that? We got like the we got that like the start of May. Then folk in the USA didn't get until like the start of July. It was a good 2 months, but that went by. So who knows? They might have a certain time for Christmas. We'll see. But yeah, 2026 stuff is really rolling out. We have this set already. We've had obviously Case A, Case B's just started to be stocked in Smiths, and Hot Wheels is very ahead as well. I've just found Cases A and B of next year yesterday for Hot Wheels, so we are so far ahead of schedule. It's actually kind of scary, but because this is very early on, much earlier than I expected for me to be doing a review for it, but I think for anyone else, I don't think anybody expected a review of this on YouTube anytime soon. I wanted to be the first to review it, as you always want to be with these kind of things, because I know people will be hyped for this for one particular reason, but I want people to watch this and judge for themselves if they actually want to pick this up at the price of now. So yeah, that's enough rambling, so let's get into it. So here's the track. We'll go over the box first. It's a nice box. It's a very small box. Just comparing it to the size of the set, the This box is about half the size. But you know, it's cool. You've got Lightning McQueen, Mater and Sally, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Just for now, I'll put a Sally and Mater with sign there. I could not find a regular Mater. I do have one here, I just could not find it. So that'll do for now. Because I'm going to change it out when I do this properly. But yeah, this doesn't make any sense, obviously. To me, what they should have done was included these two on the front. Considering they're from that scene, you know, and they just came out as Talon variants, so it'd be nice to like sort of just put them on the front of the set. But oh well. I know why they've done it though. They're more recognisable characters. I get it. It just, considering the scene it's based off, it makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, you've got classic Piston Cup night artwork in the background, which looks really cool as always, and obviously you've got the set here. McQueen jumping through, and the crash feature, and race damage Claude Scruggs. Which again, as I said, people have been hyping this set up for. One vehicle included. This was a tip-off for me for one vehicle included. Yeah, anyway. Unassembled, well, Piston Cup Stunting Speedway. It's a 4+ set, which, yeah, considering how, well, wasn't hard to put together. Yeah, I can see it's been for 4+ and up. It's a bit of a younger demographic set than the other ones, so. It's 93 centimeters or 36 inches. So, you know, quite a large set. I also have to take McQueen out. So what I want to check is it... Huh. No, this set was made for 2025 then. Okay. Because it says 2024 Mattel. If you don't know, they'll say the year before it actually comes out. So, if you get an old Cars 2 diecast, it will say 2010 on the background, 2011. So 2024, so this was made to be put out this year. Right, okay. This is not a 20th anniversary piece of merch. I think a lot of people thought it was. Oh well. But I guess this is their annual Piston Cup set, because we've had the Action Speedway a couple of years ago, then we had that weird like pit stop launcher set last year, this year, and now we have this, so we might get a bigger set next year, who knows, hopefully, because next year's not looking good, I'll say that. Lightning McQueen is there. Cars for artwork is per usual. Cars. Contents. Some of the features. And the back. Piston Cup Stunting Speedway. 2-in-1 Piston Cup. Pictures of what it does. And I do not do the easy tab thing, because it just destroys the box. I always open them this way. Before I forget, one thing I do actually want to go over is this bullshit. If I can get them out, sorry. I should have took them out before the review. What the fuck is this? This is 2006 all over again. We're back to black and white instructions. I do not know why. Gotten so used to them being in colour these last couple of years, but not black and white. Yeah, I mean, it's not that it really matters so much at the end of the day. It's just, you know, black and white is a cheaper and easier way of doing things. I know that, but still. I know these sets are aimed towards kids. The kid's not going to give a crap about obviously black and white instructions, but still. It just would be nice. That's all. It just would be nice. That's all you can say for most of these things. Anyway, that's the packaging. Right, I've rambled on far enough. Let's go over the set. Right, the set. So, where to begin? Well, 2 vehicles are included. So we have a new plastic version of a Lightning McQueen, where he's sticking his tongue out. Which, you know, I mean, is cool. Not as good as the diecast. Fuck, I should have brought it out to compare. Never mind. I do have the diecast on me for this one. No painted Lightyear text, which is just brilliant. I hate how bare and black the wheels look, I really do. They've done it before with other ones. But yeah, basically it's the same thing as we had in like the Action Speedway. The only difference is he's sticking out his tongue. Which, you know, accurate and very well done for, you know, what the set's meant for. I don't know how much more else to say. It's Plastic Lightning McQueen. The main attraction for people and the most disappointing thing, I think. Race damage Claude Scruggs. Yeah, this obviously came as a big surprise to a lot of people due to the controversy over doing damaged racers. I'm sure everyone knows that law with Mattel. Hollow. Hollow. Now, I didn't expect much, concerned it said one vehicle included and he was not up there on the set. But the fact it's just this empty hollow piece that you just kind of sit here. I know it is a crash dummy in a sense, but I know this is going to be a big deal to a lot of people because obviously, you know, we don't get damaged racers anymore. The last one we had was damaged mood springs from, ironically, the sponsors there, from all the way back in 2010. You know, it's been a long time coming, this one, I think, because Claude is arguably the most, I'd say anyways, the most iconic Piston Cup racer after the main three. And it's just this empty hollow plastic, which I get not having any rolling wheels, but what I would have wanted was, with an R set we had this year, would have been something like these, where they don't have any rolling wheels. They were more like connector accessory pieces, but they still filled out the bottom. It's not like they left them hollow. So they do count as nice wee race and rescue pieces, because I don't think we'll get die cast of these anyway. So, you know, and they play an important role in the book. But this is just this empty shell. Which, again, I get for waiting that for the gimmick, but you still could have done it with this, made it even a bit lighter, and it would still crash into it pretty well. Yeah, I'm disappointed with this. I mean, detail-wise, well, I think the thing that'll put a lot of people off is the lack of paint. I mean, you can already just see it straight away there. The yellow doesn't quite match this is a China variant. This is from 2008. I know it says 2777, but it is from the World of Cars packaging era. I know the colour might put people off. That doesn't really bother me, to be completely honest. It's the lack of paint. Because you've just got this strip on the top of that. The eye expression is pretty good, I'll give it that. And then, you know, the 52 all scratched and that on the top. But the fact he doesn't have his fucking mouth painted really infuriates me. That is the one detail. If we're going to skip anything but have one more option, that is the one I would have chose. Even just printing the fucking headlights or stickers in the grille, you know. It really is annoying. It looks like he's wearing a mask. And then on the back, yeah. I mean, it's just fucking no detail at all. Now, I know this is a plastic car and that, and you know, you don't expect as much detail from them. Just a little bit more paint or even more scuff, and because there is sculpted like dents and stuff, but none of the paint picks out, so it's just kind of flat. Just a bit more paint and filling out its hollowness would have made it so much better, I think. Because I know this will be a big deal to people, but honestly, guys, don't get hyped over this piece of plastic crap. It's honestly, it's not worth it. You will be disappointed when you get this. Now, that's not to deny the sculpt work is fantastic. I went and looked at some frames from the film in this scene. This is an exact ident match to how he appears in that scene, Claude Scruggs, when like McQueen literally jumps on top of him. Like, if you turn him upside down and go and look at the frame from the film, the sculpt is exact as it should be. All the curves and crevices and detailing, the bent tires, everything is there. So they've got that on point. It's just the hollowness and the lack of paint, as I keep saying. In terms of detail, though, they actually bore to scratch them up, and there is even a bit of red in there from obviously crashing into Todd Marcus. So, use some scratches on the top. So, you know, there is detail there, but See, just the fact you can do that with it just really bores me. Not as good as this, of course, and certainly not as good as this. It's the only race damaged car I have opened. I don't have a race damaged mood springs. I think like a lot of people. I do have a Thailand variant of this sealed, but yeah, it was obviously race damaged the king from 2010. I'm gonna guess. Yeah, beautifully painted, sculpted, hefty, dent detailing, all the rest of it. I mean, just putting the two side by side doesn't even look right, you know. It's just, again, this has a sculpt, this is not painted. I would have liked a bit more paint, that's all, to really bring out those details, but you can do that and they look pretty good together, I think. But, yeah. Just disappointing. And this is our first new movie release since Breaker Boggs that appears on screen. Forget about Masha. Apologies. And there was Mandy Frienderbender. So minus in Masha and Mandy who don't appear on screen. The last one we had that was a new character that appeared on screen was Breaker Boggs. Nearly 3 years ago, and we get this. Sorry, I'm just really disappointed because when this set got announced, this was the thing I was excited about. This was the thing I wanted the set for. And just to open it, and like I wasn't expecting much because I could tell on the front of the box it wasn't, and I could already see it wasn't painted in that. I just want some, you know, some filled outness, not hollowness. Anyway, moving the pitties to the side. Anyway, yeah, those are your vehicles. The rest of the set, it's nicely detailed. I mean, I think this Piston Cup launcher sticker looks a bit goofy, to be honest. That looks pretty good. You've got these arrows here, which I think are a bit pointless, to be honest. So, it's basically a straight down track, more or less. Something I do really like is this. See those connectors? The exact same ones at the bottom, which is what you would expect. This red piece doesn't go with this set at all, but you know, you can obviously take this off and you can connect it to other sets like it has always been ever since they changed, well, the connector piece. But what I like is, though, the launcher you can do that with as well. So basically, if you have some curved track pieces or somehow make this work, you can basically put this in the middle of a track or connect it to the part of a track. It's not like you're just limited to sticking, like, I don't know, the well wash playset at the end here. You could put sort of start here, for example, and basically make it one big connection. And I think that's really cool. This is something they don't tend to do. So I like the ideology and the thought process put into it. It would probably go really well with the Action Speedway, which I do have, or that launcher playset they've done this year, which I still need to pick up. But yeah, the like pit row one. I had a McQueen and it crashed for a sign and stuff, or whatever. It was a small set, but yeah, I like the idea of that. I really do. So you also launched the car. This is a one-time assembly, by the way. Even I'm going to be honest, the cheapness and flimsiness feeling of the set, because this set does feel a bit cheap, to be honest. You could probably take this out again. I don't think this is a one-time assembly at all, but I wouldn't risk it. But yeah, you have to get this part right, otherwise you're fucked up. You've got this lane changer, which obviously can go between the two, either through the clear blue plastic for him to jump over, or avoid Claude Scruggs. The Nickel 400. Probably the best looking part of the set is this wee area. You got a decent grandstand here, only really for 2 cars, but still, no stall mood springs. You've got the Motor Speedway to South, classic sign. This does flip around to obviously this. So the idea is you're gonna, you get the idea with that. I don't really see the point in this. What I would have wanted is there would be a feature or a gimmick for when McQueen goes to jump over, there would be something that would make that spin to have the accuracy. Like, you think that would make sense, obviously. So to me, this doesn't really mean anything, to be completely honest. You got flags for Rusties and Leakless. These are really cool, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Now, the rest of the track is just Piston Cup Racing Series. As usual, the stickers were a bitch. That red platform and this wee checkered flag, which, you know, is quite, you know, a neat gimmick. It will spin when the car goes through. Now, what I like about this, and I think this is fantastic, this spins. You wind this up, it's basically like a clockwork toy. And this will spin. And the flags will move because of these notches that you can see right here. I think that's pretty fucking cool. I've never seen a gimmick like this on a Mattel set before, and I like the idea of it. Because basically what you're going to do is you're going to launch your car, and, you know, you need to almost time it right so you don't crash into Claude, obviously. It doesn't have to sit in that groove, which I only noticed when I got the set. You know, you can place them however you want and that. You know, it doesn't have to be exact. But I really like that. I think that's super cool. Super, super cool. For me, this is the best part of the whole set. The whole piece. Oh, not lined up perfectly. There we go. That's what we want. But yeah, fantastic stuff. So, let's get into play mode. I will go and decorate this with a couple more vehicles and we will get into it. Okay, we are all set, everyone. So I have put out quite an array of vehicles here. So we've just got some spare Piston Cup racers. These are basically my crash dummies. I mean, you can tell with, you know, the chips and all that on them. So, you know, good thing to test on here. I suppose we should use the Thailand variant of Claude Scruggs. See, the yellow doesn't even match this one. It's much more darker. I've dug out the die cast for Tom McQueen. Probably use that on it. There's the plastic one. Just got the Kingdom check here. Still got Claude there. Done a sort of like wee teams find. So there's obviously Rusty's, Leakless with Stacy, obviously Chuck, and even down here I've put Roman Jones, Charlie Spinner, and Todd Marcus because, you know, they play Todd Marcus plays a part in this scene. And just a China variant of Claude and the kind set now. I will not be testing those on here because I don't want them getting chipped. So, yeah. Right. So, can I zoom my camera out? There we go. So, basically, the way this set works, I'm going to do the more or less interesting feature first. So, you can switch lane and do a stunt jump. Basically. So you'll press this and off we go. There you go. You know, pretty basic. You might not always make the jump and I somehow just activated that. Weird. But yeah, you might not always make the jump obviously, but you know, you get the idea. You just need to basically jump over. Let's see, he's not making it now. Probably not pressing it hard enough because I need to like stretch my arm to try and keep this all in frame. We'll do it one more time. There you go. However, the more fun feature. Now, I do like the jumping gimmick across the grandstand, and obviously you can basically flip this over if you want when, you know, McQueen's in the air. Just somehow try and line that up. I wish this was over that. And there could have been a way. Like, what I would have preferred is maybe get rid of this grandstand and just have it as one straight lane. Still have the sign there, but basically you could flip and change and jump over or go underneath. I would have much preferred that, and also made this a much lighter blue plastic because I think it's a bit, you know, too distracting to speak. But yeah. Now, the actual gimmick that people will want to see. You wind this up. I'll do it till it stops. There you go. And you need to try and avoid just briefly crash into him. It's just a matter of timing it right. Or crash. So yeah. Now, I get this probably has to be lightweight to make this work better. However, This will still work fine in here. I'm going to wind it up more. This could still work fine. Get a die cast of the King, for example, and, you know, and it's because it's heavier. You still could have made this filled out to make this work. And obviously, what would be more interesting to people, depending on the weight of the die cast, it might slow it down. So Chick's quite a heavy one, so that will slow it down. But Todd is pretty light. You could always put Claude on top. Trying to do this. You know, it's, there you go. It's never going to be movie accurate, but you know. There you go. Or jump over them. And you know, you can try this out with a couple of die casts. So if I just get like Eugene and, I don't know, Aiken Axler. Okay, just set them like that. Launch these two. Yeah, there you go. Do a big old fucking crash. So yeah, that's it. You just get the idea. You basically need to time this right. Let's see if we can get it with Tom Marcus there. Come on, we can do this. Yay! But it probably worked because it's slowing down. Yeah. Anyway, that's my review of this set. You know, it's fun. I like the gimmick in that. It's pretty cool, but I think the thing that that people are really hyped for is sadly disappointing. I think what would have made it up with this being hollow if we got a Todd Marcus as well. So just get him set there. There you go. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.